Hey everyone, I am here today to talk to you and discuss with you about exactly what has been happening. Uh, just because I would dare to watch scam baiting content. And I'm going to show you what hackers have been doing to my various things using the breach that Microsoft isn't fixing that I keep telling you guys about every day. And I'm going to show you what's happening to basically everything that I have just because I am being targeted because I am watching and I watch scam baiting content. So, this usually goes away. This usually stops, and it's the sort of thing where I know how to get rid of this stuff. I know how to flush it out. I know how to, get back to a certain point again, okay? Here is the issue. This starts instantly becoming a problem again, suddenly, after watching a bunch of scam baiting streams. And there's a certain scam baiter I mentioned recently, too. I didn't mention him by name, but it was sort of obvious who I was talking about. And so, here's what's been happening. You guys know how my Windows is not updating properly and how Microsoft is fully aware of this. I have shown you that my virus software is detecting that Windows does not do the proper update to keep us secure and updated. And meanwhile, I spent hours on the phone with Microsoft. Not scammers. We're talking actual Microsoft. We're talking Xbox people. I spent hours to fix a problem they never fixed. And again, it's not just one thing, it's everything. And this goes away slowly. These problems, now I'm going to show you the problem. This problem goes away slowly if I don't watch scam baiting content. The very second I start watching more scam baiting content again and get caught up on my streams on scam baiting content, all of this starts happening again. And I've been telling you guys about the trackers. And so basically, here's what they've been doing. Because they have the scammers and hackers and stuff. By the way, they use your information to cause problems. And I warned you guys about this before. The point was that I didn't really want to make a lot of friends with people because, it's a breach. It's not a very good idea for us to sit here. They know my email, they know this and that, and they will screw with you. They are screwing with me, and it's getting easier, okay? And so again, Microsoft, my current professional grade internet security software, the top one of the top ones, is telling me again that Windows is not properly updating to the latest update, okay? I've shown you guys this on previous streams. I've shown that it's a high-risk security warning, and I've also shown that Windows itself thinks it is updated. And I've also made the point that if I manually do the update, at some point, Windows just restarts with the original update that it thinks is the new one, but isn't. Okay? So, the question is, what's happening? Basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to break everything that I have so that way I get on stream and I start raging out again and I start yelling about this crap. Basically, YouTube and Microsoft started, instead of listening to me and heeding my warnings, actually talking about me, sending internal emails. Basically, nobody could figure this out, and nobody would believe that it was actually hackers and scammers, and they're literally just all so oblivious to how this is happening. So I keep telling you guys this is happening, and sure enough, this started getting better again. I was playing games, I was using my Xbox, and all of a sudden, I watched a certain scam baiter again, and all of this became such a problem that I couldn't even do this. Here it is. Ready? Do you see the little icon in the bottom right corner of the Elden Ring icon? That is data corruption. Here's what they are doing. Remember how I said they're uploading packages to cause data corruption? They are using my cellular device. They are using my cellular device. They are using the AT&T data breach to upload packages through my phone, through my network, to fuck with my Xbox Series X and make things not work. Okay? They've been doing this very slowly to cause the Windows updates to cause a problem. Windows Firewall is not very good, and when I have Kaspersky antivirus software for years, don't know that the US has banned it because for some reason that wasn't front page frickin' news, and I could still get it and re-up as of a few months ago when I did. So basically, for the longest time, when you know, Russia's invading Ukraine and all this stuff's going on, they are breaching, they are using those servers. Any data breaches that happen, they're going to use those things. So here's what happens. I cannot play anything, basically. Now I can, but right now it's Elden Ring. So here's the data corruption they're causing. And here's, guys, you have to understand, I'm putting myself at risk by telling you this. So, as I have already tried to report this to Microsoft officially many times, okay? And I have tried to report this officially to Xbox many times, and YouTube many. Oh my God, I'm on here every day. Okay? So, again, here's what's happening. Okay? The disk is not missing. I assure you. Okay? The disk is also not dirty. I am putting myself at huge risk to show you what they're doing because they don't even know themselves, I think. I think they themselves are just hoping to cause a problem. And so you have to understand, I'm putting myself at huge risk. I am now showing you and letting them confirm exactly what happened based on what they did. They can more accurately target every single time I do that. So every time Microsoft and YouTube doesn't listen and doesn't fucking do what I'm telling them is a problem, and when LinkedIn dude, you guys know I showed you that LinkedIn. I literally told you guys, LinkedIn wants me to log in and give them my personal freaking information before they delete my account. I logged in, but I can't log in the rest of the way because they want me to give them my state ID or something like. I'm not doing that. Are you insane? And my account's just there for anybody to look at. Do you know since I said that, there's been literally like 3 or 4 views that I've gotten alerts about? Since I said that? And normally it just sits there. Isn't that interesting? I don't even use the thing. I've never really used the thing. I used it way back because I had to for school. Now, again, data breaches are everybody. It's not just me. So the point is, I'm realizing it because I'm smart with this stuff, and I'm watching scam baiting, and I'm educating myself, and I'm figuring out, as I'm becoming a better streamer, making content, things don't work. I recognize why. I recognize it's a target. I recognize, look, I did this last night. It worked just fine. Now it doesn't. And if I come on and I say that, they confirm how it's working. These past few years, I've been trying to protect the people that literally took the idea that this was all a conspiracy, like the idea that, like, like the content creators that I come in contact with, stuff like that, that I may have met, that might have my phone number, that might have some sort of way of contacting me or something like that. This is not good, okay? So the idea is that this is what they're doing. I assure you, the disc is in there, and not only that, I have used many methods to try to fix this. The point is, I have to spend a lot of time trying to, the point is, this really looks dangerously like a scam baiter wasting somebody's time. Everything that's happening, and again, I have legal stuff. Like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm literally just streaming. I have a bought new copy of a virus software now that I know that the Kaspersky got banned and stuff. There's nothing wrong with my Windows. My Windows is a good, valid version.
Attack of the Flying Peanuts said ERM what the Sigma.
So then, after feeling like the point is, it feels like that's what they want it to feel like, I think. Like that's not good. And so again, when this starts happening with everything, and the point is you fixed it many times, and again, it isn't just, I thought originally it was just Elden Ring because that's what I play. Here's what's happened. There has been times where my Xbox has been off for many hours. We're talking many hours. And I turn it on, and it turns on like normal, but it shows that little black grayish screen as if it's been on for several hours and it's like idle. Like the little thing that kind of comes up that makes it like kind of blackish grayish and kind of like hides the screen, so it's like a screensaver kind of, but it's not really a screensaver. That's already up sometimes when I start it, as if the console has been on for hours and been doing things even though I just turned it on. And again, even if it was on sleep mode instead of off completely, that's not a feature that comes on when you start the Xbox. That's a feature that comes on when the Xbox has been on doing things for a long time. So, thus confirming there has been many times I have started up my Xbox and somebody has had it doing things for several hours when it shouldn't have been. Okay? So, again, this is not the only thing. And I told you guys, I said, I have a full legal copy, bought copy. This is what my virus software is detecting. Hold on, give me a second. I'll bring it up again because I know I showed this in previous streams, but maybe you guys didn't see it now. Okay, here it is. This is actually like what my virus software is saying. This is a warning. This isn't like some scam or something. My virus software, like that's just like a little screenshot from my virus software. I am very guarded on the stuff that I use because I don't want them to break the next thing. This is why I don't tell you guys, because they're breaking everything to breach it. You guys know the breach the other day that everybody thought was a crash? And it happened on Windows systems. Conveniently, all this is centered around Microsoft. Everything I have, it's all centered around Microsoft. And again, this breach, Microsoft blamed some sort of update that didn't happen that was unsafe by this other company, like something Strike, right? Forget what the company is. The point is, they were saying it was a bad update or something. Exactly like this. The point is, I've seen this for freaking ever, and I've been trying to tell you all. And this right here is my virus software confirming an update version that is newer than the one that is currently installed, thus showing you vulnerability risk high. Okay? Windows itself does not detect this. Windows thinks that the current version that's installed is the correct one. This is what I've been trying to tell you guys. And again, it still hasn't changed. There's no update. Again, I have physically done the update just for my computer after I'm not using it later that day to randomly start restarting itself. Yes, can flicker. Yeah, anybody that knows what that is and knows this type of stuff, that sounds like it can flicker. And randomly restart itself. Look, why are you shifting my bitrate around right when I say this? Yeah, right when I said that, my bitrate shifted. It was fine till then. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, so the people that are going to be cycling in here, there's going to be some scammers cycling in here trying to actively breach that as I'm talking about it. You guys need to realize how insane this is. Like, the fact that Microsoft's doing nothing, and I've been telling you guys about this for years, okay? At this point, I have now bought something that is a good virus software, that is recommended. Okay,
Gasta
I have
said,
changed.
"Fuck Microsoft."
Yeah, agreed. I have changed what I'm doing. And again, it is very difficult. Keep in mind, scammers love the fact they have made it very successfully difficult for Americans to get in touch with Microsoft without knowing that you're talking to a scammer. They can redirect your call. They have the trackers. They have everything. The part of the problem is YouTube and all these big companies literally allow this. They have your information. They know what cookies and trackers are. Some very few people behind the scenes at the companies understand what this means and know it's them, and they know they're responsible for it. And they know flat out when I say lawyer, they get scared. They know flat out why this all has been happening. That's why I've been saying it. That's why they come in at various times, throw in their alts. They insult me. They've taken my channel down. They've given me fake copyrights. They've done all these things. Literally, this is why, guys. I'm not against any of you. I'm not against, like literally, this is why I talk about Russia. This is why I talk about, like, motive. Like, why would they do this? Like, what is going on? And again, the only thing that makes sense, again, the other day, all these flights were canceled, all these things happened because of a bad update on a Windows system, a Microsoft Windows frickin' system, that they tried to blame on this other company and say, yo, this is a bad update, it caused a security issue. A bad update caused all these canceled flights and reversed things, and exactly the thing I've been telling you about that's been happening to me on my devices and my stuff as I've been streaming for the past several years. All they're doing is reverse engineering everything they're doing to me and several other people and stuff like that. Guys, a federal agent was breached using Kaspersky at his home. A federal agent. This was years ago. This is why they banned Kaspersky. And remember, I was using it for an entire year. I was using Kaspersky on a wrong and old updated, like the previous version, and I didn't know it because I didn't know what the new UI looked like. I didn't know there was a new UI. I didn't know the whole thing changed. One day, I just, like, it just changed. Just did an update. One day just happened. And I was like, no way. No way, no way, no way. No way. No way. No up, like it wasn't like there was this big thing like telling me like, yeah, we changed it or anything. You know, when they do that, they have to like tell you, they have to learn nothing. Literally just it dawned on me, oh my god, what if like for like, and I started realizing, yeah, for about a year I looked at it. They had done this, changed the UI. I looked it up. They changed the UI like a year prior to this, and for an entire year, because of the crap Windows updates, the thing that you guys are looking at, because of the thing that you guys are looking at on the Xbox too, the thing that they're causing breaches with, to see what you're watching, to see everything that you're doing, to spy on you. That's right. That's what they're doing. They're using updates that don't work. Previous versions that they know have security threats to make it easier for them to breach. That's why I'm saying that, like, they're also doing it with, like, it was almost done. It was done. Like, it was going away. I was slowly starting to get rid of it. And then I started watching, I got caught up with a stream that was a few hours long from a scam baiter. And then boom. I also had previously removed all the trackers and stuff that were on my PC. And that's something else that I did too. So this is like, it's almost like, oh crap, he did that. Now we have to get him back somehow. And then like so they spent a certain amount of time. Basically, they like I said, they're using another device. They're breaching another device. It's not me. It's like what other service uses that. So probably phone. So they're trying to use the phone to upload packages or stuff, and then like all it has to do is, because it's on the same network or something like that. Therefore, because there was a data breach with this particular carrier, it's so much easier. And Microsoft, having that crash the other day and stuff like that, they probably learned a lot of information from that. So it's just easier now. I didn't want to tell you guys this because that's why I didn't want. But like, enough's enough. Like, I really don't know what else to do at this point, because Microsoft's not doing anything. It's very difficult to get a hold of them and know confidently you're talking to Microsoft. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, it really actually is. I know like some people might criticize that or something like that, but like I can get a hold of like the Xbox team fairly easily. But like, you understand, like, even just telling you that, part of the problem is they hang out here. They hate watch. They literally just sit here and they reverse engineer anything. So now what they're going to do is they're going to leave, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make it difficult for people to get a hold of Xbox people. And so like you have to realize how dangerous this is. This is why I don't tell anything. This is why, because like all that's going to happen is they're going to reverse engineer, and they're going to do it worse, and it's going to happen to you. And this is why I've been like sitting here just like, oh man, like this is happening, but I can't tell you why. I really wish people would just take my freaking word for it at this point. What is going on here? It's like so obvious. Everything's breaking, guys. It's not like some conspiracy theory when this is what's happening. And again, it's not just Elden Ring, it's everything. It's not just Elden Ring, it's everything. They're trying to break everything. So here's what's happening. If I leave a disc in there, Here's what they're doing with this particular one, alright? Anybody that knows about scam baiting, reverse engineering, here's what they're doing with this one, okay? I have figured out how they're doing it. I don't know, like, I should say, like, I don't know how, like, all of it, but I know part of it, okay? So this is what I know is happening that causes the data corruption. When my Xbox is off for a while, and there's a disc in there. If I take the disc out, it doesn't do it. And it's any disc. And also, they want me to confirm that. That's something they obviously wanted me to confirm, and I really didn't. There's been times where I've had difficulty turning on my Xbox, and I regret telling you this. I don't want to tell you this. And I'm not talking about an update. I'm talking about my Xbox literally sits on the Xbox logo screen for like 10 fucking minutes. That's not an update, guys. That's not, like, no. We all know what my internet is at this point. We all know what the updates sizes are and stuff. I'm talking like you just like started the Xbox up and it's just sitting there for 10 minutes, okay? Then like a couple of refreshes later it starts right up. I mean, like, so the point is to eventually get this to the point that if I were to complain about it, Microsoft thinks I'm crazy, you guys think I'm crazy, and everybody just thinks that like I'm an idiot and I'm not doing the proper things or doing what they're saying. That's what they're trying to do. Essentially, they're trying to create a situation where they create a war, where people would hate each other, where essentially they're doing this with technical stuff, where I'm having this problem and nobody would believe it simply because of the fact, but that like nothing makes sense. They try to even make it happen and it doesn't happen for them. Well, of course it doesn't happen for you. You don't have the fucking vulnerability. You don't have that critical threat. I'm showing you this on my screen. You don't have your information leaked by these people. You aren't a target by these people, maybe. Maybe you are. Some people have different things happening. Here, let me ask you this. Does anybody have like a more modern vehicle, a more modern car with like a digital clock or a screen or something like that, like a nav screen? Let me ask you something. Has your clock been wrong? Your car has a charge, has a battery, has all kinds of stuff. It can know what the time is. It can do this just fine when it's turned off. The computer can do this. It can remember what time it is. So, if, sort of around some of the aggressive stuff, it looks kind of like even a system your car might use isn't updating. We're talking about something pretty serious. Like, we're talking, like, everything. Again, this is really bad. Sometimes sometimes it's not, like, I can actually just get this to work, like, right away. And then sometimes it's, like, really bad. Like, you can tell they sat here and really worked at this. And again, it's not just this, it's everything. It's every disk that remains in there when it's off for a while or something like that, and they're doing what they're doing, I guess. Because like I said, I have confirmed that there's times where I've turned the Xbox on and that little black grayish screen came up like it had been on for a while, even if it was in sleep mode or something like that, you turn it on, that's not a feature that happens right away. It should just go on the home screen or whatever it does when it turns on. It doesn't do that. That's an idle feature. So, like, that just doesn't make any sense. And so, now that I've told you this, part of the problem is they're probably going to try to do something to make sure that doesn't happen so that it seems more smooth. You guys have to realize what they're doing is they're creating a situation where you could never report this. Nobody would understand it's happening. So that way they can attack without you knowing what's going on or how it's happening. Like, your virus, you know what that is. Like that's the point. So, not being able to pinpoint where that conflicker is, where it's sitting, and then again, they're using information, specific information too, part of breaches and stuff like that. There's breaches all the time. So they're just re-obtaining. And they've had other bits of information too, and they're probably always going to have that, unfortunately. Like you want to try to say, like, there's these companies like Aura and Guardio and stuff like that. I like those companies. I think they're good companies while you have them. Okay? They're also incredibly vetted. So the very second that you don't, you instantly become a target. Instantly. They are working probably round the clock with some of these things to really, really breach them, really look into them. And so the very second that you don't have this software, you become a target, okay? That's what we're talking about here, because, again, this is all happening because, I was streaming for X amount of time on this software, and then they had those data breaches, the information that they had too, in addition. It's not like oh, they have the information and that's it. No. I'm not stupid. I'm not like like thinking that these guys like are like the best hackers in the world or so. Like, flat out they're not. Like, a lot of them aren't. Some of the best hackers out there are actually the baiters. And the point is, they are trying to make it look like like, essentially, like, have us, like, go to war, I guess, and fight with each other. It's not good. I'm glad to see that, like, a lot of them, like, come together and stuff like that and work together and stuff. And so, like, that's really good. That's good to see the camaraderie and stuff, to know that you won't break that. So, like, my message is, like, I would implore you and ask you and plead with you to recognize when it's happening to somebody essentially that's just trying to move on with themselves, trying to, like necessarily just, not focus on bad things, not rage out, but they know something's happening. They're trying to reach out and they just can't because flat out they are a target and these people are nuts. And like just because you're trying to, defend yourself, maybe educate yourself or something like that and try to spread awareness so that you can be accurate about what you're saying, you're watching scam baiting or something like that and these people are screwing with you. Like they're really, really like, oh man, he's learning and he's gonna tell people and we gotta track that, we gotta do something about that. and it definitely, to them, I think, is a way for them to try to fight back against that. And I have said many, many times that I have definitely noticed an abhorrent amount of trackers after simply watching scam bait content. What device do you think I was last watching this content on? I don't think you need to even imagine, okay? This is kind of what I'm talking about, guys. Like, this is the point. So, it has a lot to do with, if you're watching that content, they can ping your IP. Because they have trackers on it. That's how it works. And that's pretty scary. Now, I think that it's partially because of how... let me word this correctly so that way I don't cause a problem for anybody. It has to do with... It's just because of the methods that the good guys use. We'll say it like that. It's because of the methods that the good guys use to try to fight against this, and they are taking advantage of their methods. That's how I'll say that. Okay? So I tried to do this for years, where I was telling you guys about the stuff I was seeing for years without showing it to you, blatantly showing it to you. I am now kind of like, I realize it's just a screenshot and all that, but like the point is I'm showing you everything I can without directly, like giving it all up right now, this second. And the point is, they want that. The point is, they can breach so much more easily the more I give. So like, when I was a moron and I first started streaming, and I used to sit here with... Alright, so all these streamers that sit with their browser open, you guys know why I hide the top of it, right? So, I was a moron too. And I did that for a while, and then I started realizing, you guys know that your chat code is right in the URL if you have that live control room open. So all they're doing is waiting for you to accidentally put that there for a second. And then they have your chat code. They can just sit there and hack your stream and fuck with your stream. They could probably ping your IP with it too. Because you're streaming. So, like, as long as you're streaming and you haven't ended the stream, you haven't shifted the stream. Now, the people that make constant cuts and then, like, end the stream and restart, they don't have as much of an issue, okay? And also, the point is, if they have that, then, yeah, they're going to use it. So, obviously, I'm going to hide the top bar and stuff like that. But, like, yeah, like, I was a moron at first, and I used to show that all the time, and that would lead to a lot of the issues that I was having at the time, and I didn't know that, and it took me a little while. So the point is, they were always a step ahead, where I had to like kind of figure out, oh, I didn't realize there was literally a chat code in the URL embedded in the code. Literally, you just copy and paste that. That's your chat. I didn't know that until XSplit, literally an XSplit employee. I was having issues with one of the chat widgets, and I didn't know how to get it to work, and I had to call... excuse me. I had to communicate back and forth with XSplit, and the employee, he was very helpful, and he told me essentially that I had to copy and paste the code when I started my live stream into the chat widget, and it would start working. And I said, "Oh, I didn't even realize that was there. That's interesting." He said, "Yeah, I'll make it if you make a stream, and then like just like make it private. Like I can help you." And I'm like, "No, like that's fine. I can figure out where that is. I think I know what you mean." And yeah, like I figured it out. I got the chat working, and so part of the issue is also the fact that some of these widgets and stuff that work with other things. And have cookies and stuff like that, they might also have those codes. So, like, I started becoming aware of the problem with Hearthstone deck codes. And I started realizing, oh my god, that's how they're doing this. Like, that's everything. They're using cookies and trackers. You guys realize that everybody uses a deck tracker, everybody uses deck codes. It's all like digital, instant. That's why they're trying to break